Quite frankly, after the beating that India got in the Melbourne T20I, this win in Hobart was much needed. Firstly, it's a record win. It's the first time any team has beaten Australia in a T20I at Hobart. So that is something that the Indian team can be proud of. And if you ever needed to look at one particular T20I scorecard to give you an insight as to what this current Indian T20I stands for, then you need to look at this particular scorecard in Hobart, because Suryakumar Yadav and his team have been harping about the fact that they need a very flexible batting order where anyone can bat at any position, and that this batting order believes in not just each player getting a big 60, 70 or 100, but small contributions, yet quick contribution by each batter. That is what this team is all about. So if you needed to see an example of that, I think this Hobart T20I is the perfect example. So on that count, all boxes are ticked. But we'll talk about the man of the match, and it was that man, Arshdeep Singh, picking up 3 wickets. The player of the match for India, and not that it needed any reminding about his importance, how valuable he is for the Indian T20 setup, but it is still a reinstatement of the fact that Arshdeep Singh cannot be kept on the bench. Yes, I can agree, when you were playing in Asia Cup where you could only go in with one fast bowler, that was Jasprit Bumrah. The other one used to be an all-rounder in Hardik, and because your spinners were doing the job for spinners, on that occasion, as a fan, you could still convince yourself, okay, maybe because of the conditions, maybe because of the combination, you're keeping Arshdeep out. But when you get to Australia and the kind of conditions you have here, to keep an Arshdeep out in such a scenario was absolutely unpardonable. So finally, the team taking that right decision, bringing him in, and he's showing you his value. Because what that does, as soon as you bring in Arshdeep in, it sorts your power play bowling, it solves your death bowling, and those were the 2 problem areas for India. With one Arshdeep coming in, those areas are sorted. So I think in the long term, this match also tells you why an Arshdeep is a must-have in an Indian T20I team so far. Having said that, and Arshdeep Singh coming in resulted in a few changes in the Indian team. Now, what is it that happened? Arshdeep comes in. Now, this Indian team wants batting till number 8. Arshdeep comes in and Harshit Rana goes out. I'm sure a lot of you were happy with Harshit Rana goes out, because of all the chatter that I see on social media. But let's not forget, he used to be in the team because he offered you batting till 8. And that is something that I agree with the team management. In today's day and age, you cannot not have batting till number 8 in white ball cricket, especially in T20I cricket, especially when a team is trying to play the kind of cricket that Suryakumar Yadav and his team is trying to play. So you need batting till 8. Now, to bring in Arshdeep Singh in, you had to take an Harshit Rana out, but then your batting would have been compromised. So you had to make another change. What is the change you made? You pushed a Kuldeep Yadav and you got a Washington Sundar. I find that very difficult. Once again, Kuldeep Yadav being made to sit out, but I'm sure he's gotten used to this scenario. Not to say that that's fair, but now looking at the balance of the team, you had to take this harsh call. The problem arose when Washington Sundar wasn't even given an over, and I think that actually raised many eyebrows, saying that if Washi is not going to be bowling at all, then we understand you need batting till 8 and you have to push Kuldeep out, and if Washi is not going to bowl, then might as well get a batter in. You've got someone like a Rinku sitting out. He'll be better than Washi. But to those people, I say, whoever comes up with that logic, what is to say that the Indian team management is not looking at a Washington Sundar as a proper batter? Let me give you a bit of an example as well. This year in the IPL for Gujarat, Washi played as a proper batter. Washi is someone who's got test match hundreds. Or Washi is someone who's played test match winning knocks. Washi is someone who's doing it regularly in white ball cricket, as you saw in the IPL. So he's an accomplished batter. Yes, you and I may disagree as to who's a better batter. Some might go with Sanju, some might go with Rinku, some might say Washi. That's a different argument. But I think there is a case in point to look at a Washington Sundar as a batter as well. Of course, that bowling can be just a 10 or a 20% of his attribute. Something that can just be a situation you go to once in a while. But at least he's offering you that batting So instead of going with an out-and-out player, today there were right-handers batting, so maybe Washi didn't get an over. But on occasion, you get a left-hander who's getting a few runs. Maybe once in a while, Washi can come in and bowl a few overs as well. So these are things that you can look at. I think Sundar did no harm to his credentials to prove to the world that he can be an out-and-out batter, an option that you can look at. Having said that, I think in Australia, you still need a third fast bowler. Probably you should still be getting a Harshit Rana in. Arshdeep Bumrah, one more fast bowler is needed. That may result in another all-rounder going out, whether you keep a Washington out or a Shivam Dube out, because Shivam Dube quite frankly showed today he cannot be that fast bowling option. He can at best bowl an over or so, but going almost to 15 runs and over is not something that the Indian team can look at. So that is something that the Indian team will have to look out for going forward. The one question mark though will always remain on Shubman Gill. Usually I like this about him, that he's bought into the philosophy of this Indian team, trying to bat aggressively. Yet today, if he gets 30, 40, but in an aggressive fashion, I think I'll take that. The team will take that. That's what he's trying to do. But to get a 20 odd at a much lower strike rate than the rest of the team, or what is expected out of you, I think that'll leave a lot of doubts. Right now, there were anyway question marks over him playing over a Yashasvi Jaiswal in the T20 setup. He'll have to continue playing at that tempo to cement his spot, because him not playing with Yashasvi sitting out and him continuing playing in this fashion where he's not getting a consistently high strike rate or a big total to his name, that can be a bit worrisome in the long run. He's your test captain, he's your vice captain, so you're not going to give him a short rope. It'll be a long rope, but that long rope may run out sometime. So the pressure will remain on a Shubman Gill. Finally, Jitesh came in for Sanju Samson. I know Sanju also not fair on him that he usually doesn't get that long rope. He was being made to shuffle around in the batting order, sent at number 3 last time. On occasions in Asia Cup also sent at 3, sometime in the middle order. Doesn't get a consistent run. But what Jitesh is also showing you, and I think this bilateral series, the purpose of these bilateral series are to see all your options. So you're also taking a look at Jitesh. Remember, he was also unfortunate to sit out the entire Asia Cup. He's been given a chance, and the first chance he gets, he tries to impress, and he does impress with a valuable 20 odd at a quick fire sort of a strike rate. So is telling everyone that he's also there, close on the heels of a Sanju Samson. So all in all, lots of positive for India in this T20I in Hobart. Series tied, 2 games to go, plenty to play for. Give us a like on the video, share it with your friends. They may have a thought or two about this. Let us know and subscribe to Sports Today.